Good morning and welcome to another very exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In today's session, we are going to discuss some very interesting and amazing concepts on speed, time and distance. Concepts related to and fro motions, right? Okay, let's get started. Okay, this is your educator on the Unacademy platform. The educator with the highest live class rating on the Unacademy platform. Okay, a lot of happenings on Unacademy, right, in the coming days. 14th of April, a weekday batch started. 17th of April, a practice with previous year question batch starts. And then on the 21st of April, a quantitative genius batch. Now, if you wish to subscribe to any of these plus batches, remember, you got to use the code Parikshit Live. What happens when you subscribe to Unacademy Plus? You get comprehensive and structured preparation from top educators who help you prepare for all M.B.A entrance examinations, right? And also on your screen are some of the learners who actually enrolled with Unacademy last year and were all India toppers. You definitely can be one amongst the next. Okay, let's get started, okay, with today's questions. Okay, let's look at the first question. So we will discuss the concepts along with the questions, right? That's how I plan to go about it. Okay, let's look at the first question. X and Y are two stations 630 kilometers apart. Let's look at question number 1. Okay, so you have two stations which are 630 kilometers apart. Let's draw it. It will help you to visualize. So this distance is 630 and they say X and Y are 630 kilometers apart. P starts from X. So from here you have P starting and move towards Y at 90 kilometers per hour. So the speed is 90 kilometers per hour. What about Q? Q starts from Y at the same time and move towards X at 120 kilometers per hour. 120 kilometers per hour. Find the extra distance traveled by Q when they meet. Okay. Now think about it. Both of them start together, right? So initially, both of them were separated by a distance of 630 kilometers. So what happens? P, he moves 90 kilometers at the end of 1 hour. What about Q? He moves 120 kilometers at the end of 1 hour. Again, 90 kilometers. P moves towards Q at the end of 1 hour. And by that time, Q would have moved 120 kilometers towards P. So can I say the distance between them reduces by 90 plus 120, which is 210 kilometers per hour? Do you get the concept? So what is happening? The distance between them reduces by 210 kilometers per hour. And you know what? If they have to meet, the distance between them need to reduce by 630 kilometers. 630, right? So how much time? 1 hour, 210 kilometers. So 630 in 3 hours. 630 in 3 hours. So answer will be 3 hours. So that's one way of doing it. If you want to write down the same thing, you obviously can, right? So what is the total distance of separation? 630. Then what happens per hour? Per hour, the distance between them reduces by 90 plus 120. 90 plus 120, correct? So you will get your answer as 3 hours. You will get your answer as 3 hours. Awesome question to start your day, right? I hope you understand why it is plus. Let's go to question number 2. Let's go to question number 2, right? Okay, now this is not the answer. Basically, they are asking you not the time. They are actually asking you the distance. Fine. One more step. Do one more step. What is the one more extra step? Find the distance traveled by Q. Okay, extra distance traveled by Q. So how much distance does P travel in 3 hours? Remember, P speed is 90 kilometers per hour. So 1 hour P travels 90. So in 3 hours, P would have traveled 270 kilometers. What about Q? Q in 1 hour travels 120 kilometers. So can I say in 3 hours, Q would have traveled 360 kilometers. 360 kilometers. So what is the extra distance traveled by Q? 360 minus 270, which is 90 kilometers. Answer for the first one is 90 kilometers. Got it? I hope you understand. If you have a doubt, you can always post it in the comments. Let's look at question number 2. Let's look at question number 2. Okay. Romeo, an IT professional who stays in Mumbai, is in love with Juliet, who stays in Pune. The distance between the two cities is 160 kilometers. So let's try to draw this. Okay. So what is happening? There are two cities, Mumbai and Pune. So this is Pune and this side is Mumbai. Distance between the two cities is 160 kilometers. So this distance is 160 kilometers. Correct? Next, on a Sunday morning, Romeo left Mumbai at 6 a.m. So let's write down. Romeo is out here. He leaves Mumbai at 6 a.m. to see Juliet on a bus which travels at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So let's write it down. 40 kilometers per hour. Juliet, unaware of Romeo's schedule, left Pune for Mumbai at 7 a.m. So this lady, she leaves Pune for Mumbai, okay, at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. on the same day in a car at 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers per hour. When and what distance from Pune did they meet? Now think about it. The entire information has been captured in the diagram, right? Now think about it. Always when you get such questions, remember you got to start or consider the time in which the two bodies started moving. Always. So whenever you solve such questions in time, speed and distance, the trick is you need to start from the time in which the two bodies moved, right? So remember, Romeo starts at 6 a.m. and Juliet starts at 7 a.m. So can I say your entire focus should be from 7 a.m. onward, because from 7 a.m. both the bodies started moving, correct? So think about it first. At 6 a.m. only Romeo started traveling. Only Romeo, right? For the first 1 hour, only Romeo traveled. How much distance did he travel? 40 kilometers per hour. 40 kilometers per hour. So can I say at the end of 1 hour, okay, Romeo must have traveled 40 kilometers. Romeo must have traveled 40 kilometers. Why at the end of 1 hour? Because you know what? I want to consider the time at which both the bodies started moving. So total distance of separation was 160. Romeo started 1 hour early, and in that 1 hour he must have traveled 40 kilometers. So at 7 a.m. what is the distance of separation between the two human beings? 120 kilometer. 120 kilometer. Perfect. That's what is required. You got it. So what is time? Time is distance of separation when both the bodies started moving. Okay. So our case, it is not 160. It is rather 120, because I need to consider the distance of separation at 7 a.m. So 120 divided by the speed. Correct? Think about it. If two people move in opposite directions, what will happen to their speed? You will sum up their speed. You will add up the speeds. And the logic is very simple. Again, I will repeat. Remember, one person traveled at 40 kilometers towards the other person. What about Juliet? 60 kilometers towards Romeo. So can I say the distance between them reduces by 40 plus 60 kilometers per hour, or in other words, the distance between them reduces by 100 kilometers per hour. So how much time would they take to meet? They would take 1.2 hours to meet. 1.2 hours to meet. Now the question, if you look at, it is given in minutes, right? So please convert 1.2 into minutes. So if you convert it, 1.2 into 60 is basically 72 minutes. 72 minutes, right? 72 minutes from what? 72 minutes from 7 a.m. 72 minutes starting from 7 a.m. So can I say it is basically 8:12 a.m. 8:12 a.m. That is the time. So the only answer option that matches 8:12 a.m. is option B and option D. So obviously I have got two more parts to it, right? Two parts to the question asked. What is the next part? When and what distance from Pune did they meet? Okay, that's the next part to the question. Okay, so we know that they met after 1.2 hours. And who starts from Pune? Juliet starts from Pune. So can I say it's basically nothing but the distance that Juliet covers when they met, right? So how much distance the Juliet covered? Remember, Juliet speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Time, distance is speed into time. So speed is 60, time is 1.2. Time is 1.2. So basically 72 kilometers from Pune. 72 kilometers from Pune. So answer is 72 kilometers and 8:12 a.m. So that's option D. Yes, it's an easy one. It's an easy one. Got it? Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Now, before I go to the next one, a small announcement. Anytime you have a doubt, right? Could be any doubt. A YouTube question could be a doubt which you are solving when from your book. You just take a picture of your doubt and send it across using your Unacademy app. An expert from Unacademy is going to answer back your query in a few minutes. So make sure you make use of this feature. And then the weekly scholarship test. This is something which is absolutely free. The scholarship test. You can access it for free by using the code Parikshat Live. Remember, the code Parikshat Live will only work if you register as a first-time user. When I say first-time user, I mean with a mobile number which has not been registered on Unacademy before. In that case, you can access a lot of courses on Unacademy absolutely free using the code Parikshat Live. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, number 3. I hope you are understanding. Yes, let's take number 3. Train X started from town A towards B at 6 a.m. and reached B at 2 p.m. So let's draw the figure. It always becomes easy if you draw it, right? So you have got 2 points A and B. X starts from A at 6 a.m. Right? And reaches B at 2 p.m. So X would reach B at 2 p.m. Y starts from B towards A at 7 a.m. So Y is starting at 7 a.m. and reaches B at 3 p.m. At what time did both the trains cross each other? Is the question. Okay. Now remember, what I need is to determine the time, right? So what is the time? Time is distance of separation divided by the speeds. Distance of separation, okay, when both move. What is the time? Time is the distance of separation when both move, okay, divided by speeds, okay. Distance of separation when both moves divided by the speeds. Now think about it. You need to be considering the point when both of them are moving, okay. Now let's say first of all, the distance between A and B is not given to you. Let's consider it to be D. Let's consider it to be D. Again, I'll repeat, in such questions, you always need to consider the time when both the human beings are moving. In our case, it would be 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Why 7 a.m.? Because remember at 6 a.m. only X is moving. So obviously, you do not look at 6 a.m. You'd rather look at the time when both the bodies are moving. Remember, Y starts at 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m. both the bodies are moving. Hence, you got to focus at 7 a.m. Now think about it. What about X? Can you tell me in 1 hour how much distance did X cover? Remember, I need to redraw the diagram at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. So from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. X did cover some distance. How much distance did X cover? Think about it. X starts at 6 a.m. and reaches the destination at 3 p.m. Will you agree? X starts at 6 a.m. and reaches the destination at 3 p.m. In other words, X takes 8 hours to cover the distance. 8 hours for the journey. 8 hours for the journey. Will you agree? Will you agree? In other words, in 8 hours, X must have covered the distance D kilometers. Distance D kilometers. I need for 1 hour. So in 1 hour, how much distance did X cover? Obviously, D by 8 kilometers. D by 8 kilometers. So you got it. So the distance, let's say AM is how much? D by 8. D by 8. D by 8. Correct? So what is the remaining distance? Remaining distance BM is total distance minus d8, d by 8. So d minus d by 8 is 7d by 8. Again I repeat, what is bm? Total distance d minus d8, d by 8 is 7d by 8. Perfect, you got it, you got it. Now you can easily answer the question. Remember, you got to consider the distance when both the bodies move, and that is at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m., the distance between them is 7d by 8. 7d by 8. Divided by the speeds. What are the speeds? Not given directly. So remember, speed is distance divided by the time. So distance is d for the first human being. What is the time that he takes? 6 a.m. he starts. He reaches at 3 p.m. So can I say 8 hours? So time taken is 8 hours. What about the second human being? Plus. Second human being. Again, speed is not given. So what is the speed? Distance divided by the time. What is the distance between the two places? D. How much time does the second human being take? Remember, he starts at 7 a.m. and reaches at 3 p.m. So he too takes 8 hours. So this comes out to be 7d by 8 divided by 2d by 8. D by 8, D by 8 cancels out. So 7 by 2 is 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. So when do they meet? They meet in 3.5 hours starting from 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. plus 3.5 hours makes it 10:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. and that's your answer. And that's your answer. I hope you follow this. I hope you follow this. Correct? Any doubt in this? Any doubt? It's an easy one if you are conceptually clear. Don't worry, even if you think it's 90% clear, it's good enough because the next question will help you to make it 100% clear. Let's go to question number 4. Let's go to question number 4. Okay. Number 4. Number 4. Okay. Very similar to number 3. Let's check if we can do it. Okay. Let's check if we can do it. Okay. Number 4. A train P leaves station A at 4 a.m. and reaches station B at 8 a.m. So let's try to draw this. So you have got a station P and you have got a station you have got a station A and then you have got a station B. So there is a train P which leaves station A at 4 a.m. Correct? And reaches station B at 8 a.m. So it reaches station B at 8 a.m. Another train Q leaves station B at 5 a.m. and reaches station A at 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. At what time did the two trains meet? Again, the logic is exactly the same. What is time? Time is distance divided by speeds. Now, when you consider the distance, got to be a bit careful. Distance when the two bodies start moving. When two bodies start moving. When two bodies start moving. Okay. Not the initial distance, but the distance when two bodies start moving divided by the speeds. Okay. Now, what is the time at which the two bodies start moving? Remember, one body starts at 4 a.m. Another body starts at 5 a.m. So, obviously, you are going to consider the distance of separation at 5 a.m. because 5 a.m. is the time when both the bodies start moving. Okay. Chalo, let's try to finish this. Now think about it. The distance between the two places is D. The distance between the two places, let it be D. From 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. From 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. You know what? Only P is moving. Only P is moving. So how much distance did P cover? How much distance did P cover? Can you tell me? Remember, P covers entire distance D in how many hours? 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. So can I say 7 hours? 7 hours, right? 7 hours. Will you agree? 4 a.m. it starts and it reaches at 8 a.m. So can I say in 4 hours, okay, P covers distance D. P covers entire distance. 4 a.m. it starts, 8 a.m. it reaches. So can I say in 4 hours, P must have covered a distance of D kilometers. So in 1 hour, how much distance did P cover? D by 4 kilometers. D by 4 kilometers. Perfect. So basically you realize that this distance is D by 4. is D by 4. So let's say this point is called M. M. What is the remaining distance BM? What is the remaining distance BM? Is nothing but the total distance D minus D by 4. So total distance D minus AM, which is D by 4, gets you 3D by 4. Gets you 3D by 4. So this distance is 3D by 4. Now you know the logic. We have got the distance when the two bodies start moving. So let's put it. Let's put it. So how much this is? 3D by 4. What about the speeds? Speeds of the first body. Is it given? No, not given directly. So what is speed? Distance by time. So distance is D. Time starts at 4 AM, reaches at 8 AM. So obviously it took 4 hours. What about the second body? Distance is D. Speed is not given directly. So distance by time. What is the time? It starts at 5 AM and reaches at 11 AM. So can I say it takes 6 hours? 5 AM starts, 11 AM it reaches. So D by 6. So let's put it 3D by 4. Take the LCM. Take the LCM. So 12 is the LCM. 3D plus 2D. Plus 2D. So how much will you get? 3D by 4 into 12 divided by 5D. So 4 ones are 4 threes are, right? So DD cancels. So 9 by 5 is 1.8 hours. 1.8 hours. 9 by 5 is how much? 1.8 hours. You got to convert it to minutes. If you want, you can convert it to minutes. 1.8 into 60 is 108 minutes. 108 minutes starting from 5 AM. Starting from 5 AM. So you might be thinking that 108 minutes is difficult to calculate, but think about it. If it is 120 minutes, it would have been 2 hours. 120 minutes, 2 hours, meaning 7 AM. 7 AM. But it's not 120, rather 12 minutes less. So 12 minutes less compared to 7 AM. So 12 minutes less means what would be your answer? 6:48 AM. 6:48 AM. How did I do my calculations? Again, I will repeat. Had it been 120 minutes, you would have said 2 hours. But it is not 120 minutes. It's just 12 minutes less. So 7 AM would have been 2 hours, but 12 minutes less compared to 7 AM is 6:48 AM. Answer is none of these. Got it? That's it. That's it for today. Hope you liked the class, and I will give you one assignment. I'll give you one assignment question. Please give it a try. Please give this a try. And obviously, we are going to discuss this in our upcoming sessions. Yes? You can pause the video. You can give it a try. And then we'll discuss the solution in our next video. Okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the session. Do like the video. And I'm going to see you in my next session.